Hi, I'm Elinor Silverstein, and I am hosting Linda Tellington-Jones's book club with her. And today I'm here interviewing or talking with Dr. Allen Schoen, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. And we are going to be hosting Dr. Schoen on his book, The Compassionate Equestrian. And Dr. Schoen, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions if you can just talk to our readers or people who want to attend the book club. While it says Compassionate Equestrian, after getting to talk with you, I really would like to ask you, what is your idea about even writing about compassion? What is your thinking about this?
Well, first of all, thank you and Linda for having me on and for reading the book and having a book club meeting on this. And I really appreciate that. It's a joy to be here. There's the evolution of this particular book, because each book kind of unfolds, is I went through a period of time after my last books, Kindred Spirits and my textbooks of natural medicine. My journey has always been asking, what is ultimate healing?
Yes.
And it took me from conventional veterinary medicine, where, I graduated from Cornell Veterinary School, which is the best in the world, and, studied, saw the benefits of Western medicine and surgery. But then I started also seeing the limitations and the challenges of it. And my passion was trying to help the animals that couldn't be helped any other way. The door for that opened up with acupuncture and pioneering veterinary acupuncture, and then exploring Chinese herbs, Western herbs, chiropractic, osteopathy, massage, Tellington Touch. Linda and I did a workshop together way back in 1989.
Wow, great.
Once the doors of perception opened that there was more to healing than just medications and surgery, I just went, oh my gosh, there's this. But because of my master's degree was in animal behavior and neurophysiology, I was always looking for the scientific basis for everything. So after a while, I said, okay, there were all these great therapies and everything, but then the next step was realizing the interaction of the human and the benefits and the healing power of the human-animal bond. And that's how I wrote Kindred Spirits. But then after that, watching everything that's been happening on the planet for the last 10, 15 years, sometimes I felt like no matter what I did, it was like putting a Band-Aid on the Titanic. And I kept on saying, what is ultimate healing now? After this. And I realized that the thing that was preventing so much healing was our own heart and mind. And if we didn't heal our own hearts and our own minds, then everything else was like putting a Band-Aid on the Titanic.
Wow, so can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so much. But so I kept on asking, okay, how does one heal that? And that's when, in everything I was looking at, I realized compassion at this point is the key. And as I say in the book, everything is unfolding, and all I can do is share my perspective from this moment in time and where I'm at in this moment, because it's always changing. So at this moment, I feel like compassion, having compassion, caring for others, and not only caring for others, feeling their pain and suffering, but not being pity, but saying from there, how can I help?
So I want to leave the potential book club people who are coming with, what is the difference between compassion and pity?
A few things. One, pity, we're actually condescending. Number one, we're separating self from other, poor you. Whereas with compassion, there's no separation. We're feeling the pain and we are it, and we're trying to help in any way we can. So there is no self and other. We're all there.
Wow. Wow.
That's
And
one perspective.
people don't have to suffer with being with an animal that's suffering, though, right? They don't have to be the suffering.
No, they don't have to be the suffering.
Oh, so what?
Yeah, go on.
So, because when you say they feel the pain, I worry that people think they feel the pain and then they suffer with that and then they can't get out of that.
Well, that's one of the challenges with compassion, is you also have to have self-compassion.
Oh.
And you can feel that, but there's a big difference between feeling it and attaching to it.
Wow.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
Okay? It's the feeling of it. You go, wow, but I'm not attached to it. How can I help?
So when we're not attaching to that pain, we are available to help the creature, the other human, and the world around us.
Exactly.
Coming from this place of compassion.
Yeah. And we feel it, like in the book, I go through things, and there are so many things I go through. And the book is co-authored by my co-author, Susan Gordon. And I say very clearly right at the beginning in pages 4 and 5, we have divergent views. We've come together, but there's things in there that I don't necessarily agree with from her, but she had the experience coming from a horse trainer and a holistically oriented horse trainer, and I'm coming from my journey. We felt there was enough overlap and complementary approaches that we did this together. But I say very clearly, it's also two different opinions, two different people,
Wow. That's great. That's great, actually, to have that clarity. So that we can read it with an open mind in understanding it's two different people. I personally have really been enjoying reading your book. I love reading the 25 different parts of it, and you write it in chapter by chapter. So your background is immense, and what you share of yourself is incredible. And I want to leave the book club open for people to ask you questions and talk to you about what their differences as to what they sense in the book too and what they're getting. So I really appreciate this time to talk with you, and we're going to share this and put this out there. And I look forward to being able to have that book club in a couple of weeks with you.
Yeah, thank you. And, to me, the book, as when I teach and lecture on it, is I say it's more than a book, and it's not a book. It's an invitation to all horse lovers to help co-create a more compassionate world for all beings, starting with our horses and ourselves, but then taking it out to the entire world. That we actually have an opportunity by being compassionate horse lovers to help co-create a more healthier, happier, compassionate world. And it's an invitation. It's not just a book.
And my invitation is for all the people who are not horse owners. I don't have a horse in my life. And as I was reading the book, realized how applicable it is to us in our relationships with our people around us and our loved ones around us. And so I invite you as a viewer and someone who loves to read, or even if you don't get a chance to read it, to come listen, because you'll get to hear what Dr. Schoen and Linda Tellington-Jones talk about, because you'll see that, yes, this is on horses, but this is way more than that. This is about us with our animals, us with ourselves, and us with each other. And I encourage you to check out the book. You can get it on Amazon, and I'll put the date with it, and we'll be meeting with you soon. Thank you, Dr. Schoen.
Thank you so much, Elinor. And yes, what you said is perfect. It is way beyond the horse. I'm doing some other books. This was just focused because of my co-author. We focused more on the horse.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. And I look forward to talking with you more.
Thank you.
Sharing more.